Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess I'm live right now. Okay, luckily, I have no viewers. I have to make. Okay, it is capturing audio. Okay. Sorry, Epic Games is kind of a virus. Shit is impossible. This is like a maximum 2-hour stream. This one's not gonna be very long. Maximum 2. I'm cutting it off at 3 a.m. Note to future self. Ash, what's going on, bro? Your cat is definitely a dog. Alright, we're back. I'm in the game. Okay. Let's go. I don't know if it automatically saves when you start. So I'm gonna quick save it. Okay. First objective. Go find Kitsugi. Let me know if the like audio or anything is like really fucked up.
Morning. I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep. I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to.
Hell yeah. I'm actually using headphones tonight instead of having it like play out on my monitor.
The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them. That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Yeah, streetwise.
Yeah, there's this ghost living in the basement that I gotta go talk to.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you.
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps...
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. The manager was vague about...
Why would he be vague about phone problems?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Yeah, I'll get back to you, old lady.
Of course, sweetie. I'm probably working myself up over nothing anyway.
You
I'll
see,
be right here.
you know, you've dealt with a whole lifetime of problems. You seem to be doing fine. You're in a wheelchair and still kicking it. So, like, yeah, no, no. Whoa, was this open before? Taking that. Guess I could ask them questions about the murder, but I'm really sold on this like third party conspirator killing them, trying to incite a civil war. Especially everyone's like, is it the year 8051? Is it 50? Why is it 51? What was the Great Reset about? I'm curious about that. There's like a successful Great Reset. I don't know what race or
mail collection box
thing did that.
Vandalized. A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant.
Good job. You're doing great, bud.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Dogs.
The mailbox does not know how to man up. It is an inanimate object.
Alright, man. Well, I'm sorry about that. You know what? You just do you. Official paranormal police business. Oh wait, no, I don't need to do that. You go up here. And over here. Get out my flashlight. Okay, this way doesn't lead anywhere. Yeah, no. Yeah. Something about COVID-19. Oh, the great reset of Disco Elysium. Coronavirus.
A
Hello,
thick
madam.
layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Is it a furnace?
A hollow ring
Ow.
echoes through the furnace. Your toe
fuck, man?
hurts.
What the fuck? Alright, I didn't mean to kick it that hard. Jesus.
It's dark and grimy here.
Wow, that's
In the
awesome.
darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
This game predicted COVID-19. Crazy. This got really meta. Nah. I think I'll figure it out through talking in the world. Like, how long is this game? How long was your first playthrough? I don't think you've told me before, but I forgot.
The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern.
What are you doing? Wait, really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs. You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected, but malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then, you've awakened the entity.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Okay, this is
You hear a
go
low
where I
rumble
expected.
upstairs. The sound of a curtain being
After you, officer.
What the fuck?
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs, rummaging.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable. Like, take it. You're a police officer.
That's a rare sight. Seems to me
Hey, got the
unfortunate,
rifle. Let's
still
go.
Beautiful thing. It's
Also, damn. Yeah, I think this game's supposed to be pretty long. And there's a bunch of different ways to play it, so I can't even imagine how you would calculate an average playtime.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old one.
Fucking sweet, dude. Oh, fuck yeah. I got a fucking gun. I can go shoot that big guy. Hey. That's why you always explore, kids.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one, something close to you, dies.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Ooh, +1 drama, let's go. I like the dramatic route in this game. Throwing that on. Oh, that really helped. The black and yellow is going hard. I'll turn this back on. There's no reason to have it off.
Only the red cable. Somewhere, a machine hums along with the current.
Yes?
No, I don't. I want the... Him, fucking move. Yeah, this game seems pretty crazy. And I don't even have the, like, the special edition. Isn't there, like, an ultra deluxe thing that, like, makes it even bigger? It's unbelievable. Okay, so... Oh, shit. I know where that goes now. Oh, I was supposed to go... Why did I leave? Okay. I don't know my wab, but MYBW. I don't know what that means. I don't have a password.
Your flashlights. Some of the writing has faded with age, but these light translucent. Who are all? One of the Welkins. Towering. Your eyes glide over 4 sections. The handwriting. The full text reads.
Oh, hello. Ooh.
Hello, I'm Nia. Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius. So what kind of dye are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
The final cut, yeah. I want to do
She's
that
got
if
a
this
direct view to the backyard.
playthrough
You should interrogate her about the lynching.
ignites me. No.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind? I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's
What?
why you're here, yeah?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of. This person means you or no one else. Absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
How did I become one?
This is so sweet.
Decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there. Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
Nothing really.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be The lieutenant looks at his notebook.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't...
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I ain't believing you, Missy. Something I was thinking about was just the imagery of the body being lynched, or like just hanging, like himself, like seeing himself hanging from a dead tree, and like just the hanging from like the tree is like really obviously old and dead, and like kids are the only thing like alive on it. And like that's just like really cool imagery for how the game is dealing with the whole world and politics. Like in a really political game, like bodies hanging from a dead tree is like really I don't know, it was just a cool metaphor I was thinking about while driving. Yeah.
She nods.
I don't want to
Anything
ask
else,
her about the
officer?
murder.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
Cursed
What
dice.
do you mean by cursed? Alright, how about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours with 7 real, and I'll give you your cursed die.
Dirty deal.
Great, see you in 8 hours then. Was there anything else? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow? Alright, but it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in racks? Some people say it's part of the building complex. And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll give her a compliment.
What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're
She said it.
describing isn't a curse, it's capitalism.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
This is every horoscope I've ever read. Literally every single one. Time has come to face the source. It's so like.
Exactly. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else?
Blaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
What? What would I?
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, Strange Machine.
Fortress Accident, the
Good
radio
password?
game studio.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal. The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
I think my. Oh no, dude. I think my dab pen's been going on and off on its own for a minute. Shit. Okay, maybe not. The button's really sticky. Also, something I noticed yesterday. This would go way better up here. Or maybe since it's only one viewer, I might just cut that off. I'll respond. I ran out of money.
Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest. Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on.
You just complained about capitalism.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower.
Alright, lady, you're
to
not
do
leading me
She's right.
anywhere.
Showing up to work on time is important.
Still, not everyone is going to make it.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die. The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
Excuse me.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
She's not leading me anywhere, I don't think. I'll come back and get some dice though. Alright. Let's go talk to the bookstore lady. Finish out this quest line.
be waiting now. What's in there?
I
In
cough
that dark
all the time.
sarcophagus? Yes, yes. How
I really want my Twitch to be a particularly like, or how should I put it? Like comfortable for drug users. I don't know how to explain it. Like I want people to trip while watching me stream. Like I want to be able to play really surreal and strange games and just have an attitude that like people tripping would fuck with, that like they could just keep watching. And like that's one of the big like goals I have for my Twitch. So like all my like still reels, like the starting soon shit is like really like, I don't know, colorful and poppy. And like I want it to be a safe space, I guess, for psychedelic users and the like. And I definitely want to be able to talk about it with the viewers. Like that's why I really want to start Twitch. So anybody watching the YouTube VOD, subscribe. The Toronto House of Focus.
Please do tell. Did anything survive? Have you located a novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice?
Spit it out.
For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
She's squeezing on the pendant too. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The answer, to hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire. You've come this far. You know
Oh my
how
God.
to end it. There is an entity behind the entity.
This is what I'm talking about with the main plot. It's exactly what I said, bro. It's the entity behind the entity pulling the strings.
A great dark relief washes over her.
I've heard of these triactors. In certain occult literature, that's too dark to dwell on for too long. And definitely not in public.
These glasses just don't fit you, bro.
I understand everything, sir. Thank you for your descending into the maelstrom. I will keep fort up here, strengthen the wards, do my best. And if you happen upon the third entity in your travels,
Let's go.
may the Lord be with you.
Well, this has been absolutely educational. If we happen on the third presence in our travels, we will certainly come back to tell you.
Yes, the venture continues. In other waters, darker waters.
Should we get out of here before the vortex collapses?
Go. Leads, places and leads
Snow
and things to
covers
do.
the white on
Old
the
woman.
police livery of the motor carriage. The white colors nearly meld together. Do something important, something murder-related. There's always something important.
Hey Kim,
Doesn't mean you can't take a
Hey,
moment to admire
hey,
this
Kim.
piece of machinery.
Kim, hey Kim. Hey, remember when you gave me this flashlight? Hey, you ever got that, Kim? Hey Kim.
Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Canade
I can't put it
looks
down, so
sleek
I'm
and
gonna ignore you,
dynamic.
Kim. Hey,
The
fuck you,
cabin
Kim.
is tilted frontward to
Kim,
give it a
why did you
more
become a
aggressive
cop? You
punch.
you don't do anything. You just do what I say, do and say. Fuck you, Kim.
Someone has waxed it recently.
I kissed you with the flashlight, babe. What the fuck is he talking about? The car. Yeah, someone's waxed it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a gorgeous. It's a gorgeous vehicle. I'm about to go arrest an old high woman who's selling drugs. I'm not gonna arrest her. I'm just gonna talk to her. I'll tell the the boat lady that I found out who
Low
it was,
man.
and she can deal with
You
it.
called me at an airport. Diamonds? Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous? Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. Is that all you wanted to know, Lowman? Did you just call me a lady?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm not that either, Harife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul. I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me. The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there, it's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing out? Oh, Sim.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary, not drugs. Then what were you?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
You're mad, Lowman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiris to Grad on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiris to Grad, Lowman? It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously. Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras. Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree.
She is kind of spitting. It does look nice.
Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Him, what do you think? Who's hauling the
Yes.
drugs?
Looking for something? I don't know what you're talking about. Headed something. All these Emperor's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Evashel West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
No. He means La Put.
The name resounds like a bell in the air. A dark gong. You get a bad feeling.
La puta madre. What does that mean? I swear I think I used to say that with my friends.
Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do that.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
Yeah. A racist. Spoke with my flashlight. I forgot to take it out of my equipment still. So, giving you the runaround. Alright.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm
Damn,
not
bro.
scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen
Yeah,
that
no?
corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible... I softened him up as best I could. Now, be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
Flight checkmark. I can retry it. What is Half-Life? Is that something I want to upgrade? Or do I want to come back to this later? Red people. An artist. That's the red people. Yeah, I could fuck with this. I'll give it a shot. I maybe try it.
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most
Oh yeah? And what goods are those? There's some kind of...
Okay, that's enough. We'll just have to...
Or you could look around. Find this guy's cabin. Check all the lorries. It's scary when cops are snooping in your things, no?
Yeah, I'll go do that. Check all the lorries. I'll do that and then I'll upgrade the thing. Also, I'll fucking... I will talk to the Wild Pines lady after I deal with this all the loose ends. Also, what? I can't check any of the lorries. Oh.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. Fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, making your eyes sting. The odor mixes with cigarette residue. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength.
Is this the one that you were talking about?
To various
Across from La Homie.
A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crown with wavy rays.
Okay.
The back end...
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this...
The one across from La Homie. What is that? In here. What is La Homie? Whoa, I've never been on this page before. Really fucked up. Why is that? I can see all the like things I haven't done yet? That's sick. Oh. That's so good. Oh my god. A little high.
Whoa. In your hand, Pyrrolidon, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens. What a funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. No problem.
You've passed.
I'll come back for now. I'll come back to that. I'm actually kind of in the middle of business. Okay, go back to Kimskar. Got it. Whew, those demons, man, you gotta fight them down sometimes, even. Yeah, green. Green. This is green. By the statue. Alright. Okay. I see. What do I do with it? Get the keys. From him? I don't know who Lahome is. Is that this guy? Is this the homie? Lahome. The guy with fallen. This one.
Make way for the master poet. I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is. A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
He's being compliant.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
Man, my pen is fucked up.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a policy.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you. I just can't, man. I'm not naive. She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
He's so real.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Everything is all connected.
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Push Tommy, and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again.
High key. The race man. What do they mean by the race man? Okay. I'll get some details from this lady.
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head sweat.
Huh? What is it? What do you want? Did you just...
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm not that. I'm only terrifying to small children. Oh, see.
Okay.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state.
Never mind. Measurehead, the big scary guy. Okay, big scary guy. Rifle. What? I don't. Oh, it's not to shoot? I have no bullets? We'll just go shoot this thing. Get it over. No. I'll play it realistically. I probably have a lot to say to this guy. Oh, glitchy.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
The man looks at you.
You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you. Even the phrenically impaired can see this.
Okay, remember Everett said talk to him after 10 p.m. to get non-race talk. Well, it's very early in the morning. So I just but he knows about the lady driver?
Looking for something?
Failing the last time was so demoralizing.
Looking for something?
Men like this only
Easy.
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. But
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
past the monument, down there. The Green Temple. Now...
A small temple by the monument. Green.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Alright, it worked. I guess I'm more prone to aggression now, but, you know. This is a dog-eat-dog world, it seems. I knew it was
This
this one,
screen
dude.
found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
The door is there's no picking this lock. The owner has put special... The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence.
Let's get the pry bar from my kinema and smash in the window.
Wow.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Damn, alright. Shit. He was just ready for that. I like how he commented on my running everywhere. Like, what does he do that every time, or
A pull-out toolbox.
does it track how much I actually like sprint around? Because I do run. I've never had a game comment on that. Like another character be like, "Bro, you are really spry for an old guy." Like,
A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat. The pry bar, useful for the pull-out toolbox, slides back.
we'll walk around a little bit. Evening. Really breathe in the world. Now time to start smashing.
The screen found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow
Oh,
of the
tool not equipped. You can do it without your tool equipped. Like that. Yeah.
This screen found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow of the ruins.
What?
Looming overhead. It's seen better. Pry bar in hand. You take a hard swing.
No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that.
He smashes it into the window.
Nice.
Droplets of glass fly everywhere. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered
Talk
with
to homie
old
boy.
movie posters. Actresses
I don't
smile
want to.
from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat.
Bad enough. Okay.
Lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Oh, you were telling me how to get in. Yeah, no.
Bonne prise.
We just break that shit. I guess.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South.
Oh, Old South just burned down. How unfortunate.
Toll booths at the intakes. are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mass of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
What? That sounds so awesome. Can I go there? That sounds awesome.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history.
How to never drown.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock. But these service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway.
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. They've infiltrated East Motor Tract, most likely. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it.
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large. Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick these up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie star, a metallic drawer, slides out from the... It's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
That's recent.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is you close the rusty old lorry door.
We definitely need to return sometime later. We didn't get enough.
A lorry abandoned by the smell of cigarette. There's something odd about the passenger seat. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last. One of them particularly catches your eye. A scent. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy with a hint of amberette wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
What's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Grenade No. 5. The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps, and gentle tragedy. The actresses and the rare actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but...
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
Mm-hmm. But is there anything to do with it?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
It's completely inoperable without it.
The ghostly... You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here. A hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Race car.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. But there's something strange about the passenger seat. The radio transmitter sits on the center console. Close the rust.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return.
Okay, bro. Oh.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a white. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Everard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
In short, this is a future angle. Possibly a good one.
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest there are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over.
Debrief over. Okay, we go talk to Joyce. We use the thing. Or do we... Alright, do we talk to Joyce? Or do we go talk to Batman? Big fat man. He's not the Union. We'll go talk to him another day. I've decided on Joyce. Okay, you've also said Joyce. Joyce it is. Oh, have I? Where is the wall at? Here, I want to look at you.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to... Because you see
I'm
it.
insane.
Finally.
Let's go.
This wall is sublime. All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, colored
God bless.
from the very face of God. O Wall Father.
Huh?
He sounds tired of it all.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I suppose we have to pass by it again at some point anyway.
We are going to be an artist. I want this game to be popping. You have any paint I can borrow, actually? I'll get this over
Hello
there now.
again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Yeah.
What for? But boring. You're not using my lovely brush to spread boredom. Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about?
Artsiest, the most groundbreaking art.
Let me stop you right there, Piggy. You have no idea, do you? No idea. No brush? Fuck off.
Not a problem. I can just throw paint on the wall.
There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. 'Cause you suck in life and in everything.
No. But I wanna... Can't be retried. No. I'll have to come back to that. For a quick save, I'll just come back. I'll do the quick save thing when it's not so low.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
The
My
lorry
eyes
man
on the
thing.
harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? Yes. And will you start?
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
I'll go against the authority thing, man. I don't
If
mind
there
letting
is an
stuff slide.
investigation, it will be part of an
He's-
ongoing operation.
He's got a better
Subject to
grip on the
confidentiality.
situation.
I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Iron and strawberries. Nice.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the...
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of
Okay.
them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
You're lying to me. There was a bullet in his head. I don't believe you. I don't know his real name. I
Nothing.
don't
Mr.
believe
Kerr
you.
refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss
I
this
don't
matter
know if
with
I believe
anyone
you.
there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out
I
their
want
orders
to believe you.
for now.
I don't think I do.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Okay, this is actually kind of convoluted though.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
This is not Disco Elysium. Alright, maybe in this team up. This is Drama Elysium.
Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single, concrete suspect before they indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath. It doesn't have to be like this. nameless, badgeless officer of the citizens' militia. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Now we have a clock on our hands.
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lawrence, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands. Countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel. I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
More about this.
This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify, but
I think you should behind more of this than I think. Some teenagers. You lied. I think you looked around and made that up on the spot. You lying to me. You lying to me.
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with Da Vinci. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You'll meet her soon enough, you feel.
Okay, it might actually be real. Okay. Interesting. Oh.
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him. Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one. One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Yeah.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased?
She closes her eyes.
I can't remember.
That's all right, ma'am.
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to...
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out.
She is chatty.
For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, They think you're vigilantes, ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Yeah, I'm not doing great.
You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
That's wise. Our goal is to avert catastrophe. Besides, you're likely to encounter them sooner or later. Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress.
They don't report their progress to you.
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
Oh, okay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. Yes, I'm afraid.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RC.
Then we're on the same page.
Okay.
As grim as it may be. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is, of course.
For about half a minute.
It was taken with a trigger not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Port cities. On the oceans. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the DeLorean century.
How would she ever know
As
that?
early as 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels. His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
You wouldn't even know where to start.
Is this like a Bible verse? I like the and teardrops. That's cool.
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be.
Where is he now?
The sort of contraception.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
Low
Quite
key,
a
that is
few.
kind of terrifying.
Redefort, the
I've
Oronese
never thought
character,
about dying as
traditionally stands on the right shoulder.
drowning in my own corpse, like
He
not
started
not
somewhere
moving
near
on.
here,
But
I think.
that's creepy. That is just kind of what it feels like. Imagining it.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnes Islands, then this, Revachol. Those are the two constants, Redefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
Hell yes.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor. And these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments.
That's a cool
but
drawing.
not their meaning.
I have one cooking up right now. Yeah, I don't even know what to do with it. It's just kind of in there.
Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp, Captain Ptolemaeus Price, 58, bald and bespectacled, is writing in a ledger on his desk. Rows and rows of days and weeks, laconic remarks in a single column. Patrol, case, vacation, injured. In Martinez looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
Is that all? Is there anything else I can help? You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Beautiful and just.
Of course.
For socialist, he's reasonable.
He must have his practical uses. How else could he have kept his position all these years? Or wait, actually, he could have kept it with corruption. Fantastic, worm-like corruption that reaches in.
The RCM does not pick sides in this, madame. I hope it doesn't.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear?
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
Of course, detective.
I love the necktie just being every once in a while. Like, they really don't overdo it.
Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
No. Probably good show. Probably
Wow,
good show.
you work hard. I know you're in a hurry, sir. Off to work really hard. As I just need one moment of your. Oh yes, you hustle. You're a provider.
Okay.
It's tough out there.
Yeah.
But you keep it real and provide.
Let's go.
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
I read a little.
You make money. You've got gills, baby. Got
What
those
is
black
this?
papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and
So what is it? Soviet player? Is that what is bothering me right now? What is this? I think under their noses, them with the panache. Urges you to be a disco. Okay.
it ain't easy, but you do it. Day in.
I can't wait for the tie bits.
You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer.
A sprinter and a money printer. Alright.
Sure,
I've made some gills.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy?
He kind of sounds like Thanos. In my head
Are you
canon, this is
not about
Thanos.
to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth.
Oh damn.
But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
Yeah, no.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time
You're
you
wrong,
buy,
mate.
sell, walk, talk, fart
You're wrong.
every time you wipe your ass.
Oh my god.
They got their direct and their indirect.
You're all right.
98% of all your money. What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having...
What does it mean opt in a little bit? I'll opt in a little bit.
It's all about the tax issue.
Indirect modes of
No other
taxation.
problem in the world is as pressing as top marginal tax rates.
What does that mean opt in a little bit? What? Oh, I can spend a skill point to unlock this shit. Oh. Hell yes. I was having trouble figuring out what to spend those on. First, if you have a side bitch ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the Gossamer state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now, unless you don't want to be an anarchist. Whatever. Stuff this meal ticket in your eye socket and let's see if we can steal some love back from the robber barons, and the customs agency, and the banditos at the Insulin Financial Oversight and Competition. What? -2 empathy. But indirect notes of taxation. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna hit. Let's not do the race theory. Alright, away we go. The music is way more enchanting with headphones on. Very nice. We'll walk around a little bit, you know. I feel like this game has a big like slow down rhetoric, even though, you know, it's like all about like figuring stuff out, you know. I like it. So, what? Next, I finished talking to old Joyce down there, and I finished talking to old Linclair, big fat man guy. And I have enough money to pay for another night. Oh, this guy wants to talk to me. Yeah, I got him. What's up?
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? Still better than me, I guess. Told you there's plenty of others who'd tell on her. But is she in trouble? It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her? Damn. I always warned her to watch herself.
Man, this is real.
Maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can. Oh, you
What's
know.
the plan with those rhymes? That's it.
Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft. Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
Jerry Lafitte is Tommy Lahome. Let's go.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This
Man, nothing's...
That all the beans you got, Tommy?
I'll keep retrying
It
that.
really is hard.
That's all the beans you got, Tommy. Fucking pathetic. Fuck you, Tommy. So now we do what? Murderers. Union workers.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Honest man, we came here.
I have a question.
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No.
Leads. Possible leads. go around you.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
I don't want to be racist. Should I internalize the race thing? Manana. I don't understand what that means. What does that mean? Manana na 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 na. I'm trying the crate again. We're doing the crate. I don't know who is Manana the I don't know who that is. That name is familiar though.
You're back before the cargo container. It's true. Why are you even
Why are you? Are you satisfied, detective?
Oh yeah.
You're back before the cargo container. And you're back before the cargo container.
Fuck okay. Stairs guy. Okay, I know who that is. I just walked past him.
You're back before the cargo container. It's drawn and
3% is a pretty low chance. Just 2 minutes earlier, what was I doing? Just running around? Alright, manana na 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 na. What's happening with you?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? The mercenary, eh? What a thought. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Your dead guy was an enemy. He was an agent of the... I ain't the murder.
Understood.
No problem. I wish the best...
Not the guy. I will go talk to guys inside the restaurant, inside the store. They are the ones who were with the guy that sexually assaulted the woman that got murdered. Of course. Obviously. In whirling rags. Stair guy led nowhere. Hello, sir.
Over here.
Okay. Hello, madame.
Let me handle this.
You seem a little different today.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
not a muscle moves in her face.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
Yeah. Okay. Titus Hardy.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will...
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What you want is of no significance, officer.
I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? Don't. You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it.
You will not lose out on anything good?
Obviously, I'm a lawyer. A legal counsel.
I'll talk to Titus.
This is where you say your bed.
Okay.
Detective.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you, maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for it.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
The boys are too eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good head count.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
Getting me laid
Relax,
down the
Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah.
They're just fucking, man.
You're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got
These guys are rough and tough.
Let's
Bundle.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture. Of the actors here, you could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Cronell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands.
Let them come. The Hardy boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole...
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ester 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knocking cannon at home.
One pistol.
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we? Right about what? That a 50 caliber bullet goes through shit? Yeah, I am.
Well, they're about to get slaughtered. Well, sorry, guys.
What do you mean, okay?
They're gonna wipe you the fuck out, yeah.
Here with your negative energy.
He really doesn't like you ruffling their feathers like that on what might be the eve.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Go to war with an attitude.
Kinda real though. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Occult vision.
Container belt, like we use in the harbor. Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back. We did this together. All of us. Until he...
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
We hanged him up by his neck.
Didn't they teach you?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop.
Can you give us a few more details?
Titus, you don't...
We overpowered him. Dragged his unconscious body.
See, why are you lying? There was a bullet in his head.
Until he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks. right fucking here. The fucker pranced in here.
Titus lets the others clear out the details, so he doesn't get his hand. Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man.
This is interesting.
The bunch. This little rat-faced fellow is solid, too. Always fidgety, yes. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
This one is sweating profusely. Has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain. Alright.
Fuck off, Copper.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them.
No.
Startled, his forehead shining from the sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a power.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
With numbers.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Like what, Copper? Huh?
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain.
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination. Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Who calls the shots?
Who do you fucking think does? You keep him the fuck.
That is a touchy subject.
It's all on us. Evrard runs the...
When Titus Hardy says he runs the Hardy Boys, he means that in an administrative capacity. On that night, everyone acted as one man.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt...
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Yeah, fuck you.
Remember them.
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure. Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town. So am I. Now.
Countless lines separate life and death. What terminal boundary was crossed here? Men like Titus don't murder over nothing. Ask him again.
Why? 'Cause he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Definitely show me this drawing when you're done. Is this gonna be like a full piece? Just looked at the snap.
Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Sam RNA's.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNA's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck it.
We couldn't believe it either. But he fucking did. Right there. Like some kind of animal.
This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's a slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second
I want there to be a third party, but
the
this
fucker
is
grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me
a
your
little more
cunt.
convoluted.
Why don't you show me your cunt? Then he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I need to
even
find
fall
the
down.
girl. I definitely
Aren't
need to
you
investigate.
fucking listening? My man is talking
Like,
to you.
or interview her.
He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
Yeah,
No.
this is...
You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night.
What is this? Why is he lying?
Good way to end the week.
Something seems really off. Talk to Phasmids? Okay. I'll do that in a minute. Also, I'm gonna end the stream after I talk to the wheelchair lady about Phasmids, because I gotta wake up at like 9 o'clock. And I'm not gonna be going back to sleep, so. It would be a day.
Known him? We don't.
Yeah. Who?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that...
By the Pines Cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know...
This is where he tries to sow discord between you two. Because he knows the company is responsible.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
I'm sorry.
That's enough insinuation for today,
I
Titus.
do gotta go to bed.
Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Huh?
There was a bullet in the dead man.
How the fuck do I know?
This line of questioning is over. Nothing. Your investigation here is done.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
All right. I'll have to do this tomorrow, I guess.
Oh, hello, dear. I didn't notice you were at first. That's just it. This isn't like him. You have more important things to worry about.
ask about phasmids? How do I get to phasmids?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A crypto-zoo.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and herbs.
That's one opinion, yes.
My grandpa's
and
into that shit
people
so
are
hard.
entitled to their opinion.
She's used to playing off such insults.
My apologies, ma'am. I didn't mean.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist, but they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. Oh, sweetie, Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's goodness, no. Well, we did get separated once before during that monsoon in South Safre. But we were younger then, and Morel always takes the appropriate precautions.
Do it. Find him. This will surely lead to a mystery with that extremely rare insect.
Hmm?
Yes, please. Some science fiction is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but... I sincerely don't...
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
You're an enthusiastic idiot.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work, shall we?
Oh. Go back to work. Puppet Master shit. We're learning about cryptids.
Oh, hello, dear.
Sometimes the most...
I suppose you could use a break.
One cryptid, like you said. One. This can't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. We have things, and I don't.
Or he'll be
This is how we get rid of Kim. Is we start chasing after the monsters and shit.
Ooh, tough choice there.
What an interesting question. And the answer is...
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Right, Kim's childish. I need to know.
It's the
Fuck you,
Col de
Kim.
Mama d'Aqua.
This is my way out of
Name means
Kim's
thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what
just
it
annoyance.
is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track. Like nothing, it's such a high-pitched sound that us humans can't hear it, nor can other animals. It could be ringing right outside your window, and you wouldn't even know it.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory. Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 1920s, a group of Areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination, The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited.
She transforms when speaking about.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the
This is every white girl.
Coltamamadaqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
A silent voice of God. Wow.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to sequester, time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadaqua they followed individually. That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound, so they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadaquas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
A nuclear
This
explosion.
lady really should be a teacher. She's really good at the explaining things thing.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped. After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Coltamamadaqua population anywhere.
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability.
I'm glad you did, dear. What about what?
There's so many.
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
No.
The lieutenant pauses. Something in him breaks.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more.
The smallest cryptid is the
Fuck you, Kim.
Cryptocatlensis, a unicellular bacterium. It was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Katla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago. The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded, Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study, no doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life. Yes, and she's quite young too.
Hell yeah.
After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away. We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her blood. The gnome of Jeroma.
Wow, she knew exactly which one was the most terrifying.
Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved, or it was reportedly
She's
a small
crazy.
creature
I bet she doesn't
with
even have a
fingers
husband.
and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science. That would be the giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Is this in the game?
Mirage or
Are all of these in the game? I'd be so happy.
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable. No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Hui. No animal can be that large.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism and ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Great. This is great shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Gravity anomaly. Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
I'm saying.
Of course, dear.
My two highest traits got. I have to do that one.
Sweetie, it's fascinating.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Yeah,
well,
no. You can go sit in your room if you want. I'm talking to this
Here
old
comes
lady
the
for a minute.
Interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
Every day and night.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all. Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping. Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glove.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses. Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds.
It's not powers, that's just
hidden
camouflage.
all these years.
It's just camouflage.
Not at all. Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology. Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand. Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always wide and curious, like a smoke's. And his palms are quite coarse.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'll write that in my notes. That's the best, like, that's the best, like, description that's the least useful. What do you look like?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook.
I assure you one is real. I will see the one that is real, I hope. That sounds fun.
One other thing. He'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds. I hope I've been useful.
Yes.
No. To hell with it.
Yes.
Of course, officers.
Oh, I've already heard it all.
Of course, dear.
Well. It saved right when I was about to save. So that calls it. Good night, Emily. Good night, Twitch. My 4 viewers. Good night, YouTube, if this is on YouTube. I'll take her easy.